Hey, I'm Harald Weinkum. I teach electric bass, and I want to share some of ideas I had on major scale fingerings, because usually the first fingering everyone learns is that one, which is useful and really good, but really only gives us a few spots on our instrument to actually play that, which is here, here. Sorry. If you have a 5-string here, that's pretty much it. You can start it here, but that's not really covering the whole neck. So what I want to show and prove to you is that if I combine that with a second fingering that starts on your little finger, I can combine these to make up a 2-octave fingering that'll enable me to play any major scale, any key, anywhere on the neck, and not just major scales, but all scales that are based on major scales, meaning Locrian, Dorian, mixolydian, Lydian, regular minor, natural minor. So here is how it goes. So first, you really need to understand that fingering that starts on your second finger and ends on your 4th finger. There's one other equally important fingering that does the exact opposite. It starts on your 4th finger and ends on your middle finger. Now you realize that there's a mini shift hidden inside that second fingering, and it happens between 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th and the 6th scale step. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 6, my little shift. 7, 8, backwards, my little shift. So what's so remarkable about these is that if I start off on my 4th finger, end up on my middle finger, and if I had 1, 2, 3, any more strings, I could keep going forever, never, never. Or if I started on my middle finger and end up on my 4th finger and I have more strings, then I can keep going with my other fingering. If I had a 6-string bass, I could always play 2 octaves. Or starting on your little finger, let's say a different key, G. Na, 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 na. So 6-string bass players can always play the full 2 octaves, either starting on your little finger, next octave starting on your middle finger and ending again on your little finger, or the opposite, starting on middle, then 4th finger and ending again on middle finger if I had a high C string. So what that means is I have a 2-octave fingering that's a combination of the two, either starting on 2nd finger and ending on 2nd finger, or starting on my 4th finger and ending on my 4th finger if I have 6 strings. But I don't need 6 strings because I don't need to play all the full 2 octaves every time. On a 5-string bass I can play most of those 2 octaves. On a 4-string bass I can play a little more than an octave. If I had a 3-string bass, it wouldn't matter. Wherever I am, I could play a small portion of that 2-octave major scale fingerings. I'm gonna prove to you right now. If I start like here, I can go into the next higher fingering, next higher, next higher, next higher. So anywhere on the neck I can play my D major scale with a logical fingering that's either part of my 2nd finger or my 4th finger major scale fingering. So I can use that for obviously any major scale, let's see. Or any mixolydian scale, any minor scale, any dorian scale, and even more any pentatonics I'll ever want to play. So once again, you really gotta learn that one fingering you probably already know, and combine it with the second fingering that starts on your fourth finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, mini shift, 6, 7, 8, and of course now I can play G major starting on my second finger like I'm used to. Okay, so make sure you consider these as a 2-octave fingering that really combines the fourth finger and the second finger major scale fingering. Okay? Hi, if you liked that free lesson, go check out my CD. It's called A Bass Bolero, that has 15 of today's greatest bass players, not on the same CD but on the same track, including Victor Wooten, Steve Bailey, Gary Willis, Rocco Prestia, Jimmy Haslip, Abe Laborde, and many, many, many more. You'll love it. abassbolero.com. Bye.